today's story is, where we bring you true stories of the unexplained. Some are hidden in quiet apartments, others are trapped inside the walls of American history. So turn off the lights and listen closely. The Tenant before me. A true story from Mumbai, 2013. In 2013, I moved to Mumbai for a new job as a 26-year-old. I was just happy to afford a 1 BHK in Andheri East. It wasn't fancy, but it was mine. The rent was oddly cheap for the area, rupees 12,000, and the broker didn't offer much detail. He just said, "The last tenant left suddenly." I didn't care. I unpacked, cleaned up the dust, and went about life. The first night, something strange happened. At 3:17 a.m., I woke up freezing, not just cold, but biting cold, like someone had opened a fridge inside the room. I checked the windows closed. The fan wasn't on. Still, I shrugged it off, but it kept happening. Every night, same time, 3:17 a.m., and every night, I'd feel a pressure on my chest, like someone was watching me, standing at the foot of my bed. Then one night, I woke up to the sound of anklets, not loud, just a faint anklet sound, like a woman walking slowly down the hallway. But I lived alone. I got up, heart pounding, and opened the door to the hallway. Nothing, until I turned toward the living room. There, in the reflection of the window glass, was a woman, long hair covering her face, wearing what looked like a bridal sari. I spun around. No one. The next day, I asked the neighbor. She paused, lowered her voice, and said, "Did no one tell you? A young woman lived there before. Her wedding was called off last minute. She took her life right in that room. She was wearing her bridal clothes when they found her." I left that apartment that very week. I didn't even collect my deposit. But months later, I received a parcel forwarded from that address. No name, just mine. Inside, a single anklet. Chloe's curse at the Myrtles Plantation, Louisiana. Late 1700s, 1800s. They say the Myrtles Plantation in Louisiana is one of the most haunted places in America. But this story, it doesn't begin with death. It begins with betrayal. The year was 1817. Chloe, a young enslaved woman, served under Judge Clark Woodruff and his family. She was quiet, intelligent, too intelligent. She began to overhear conversations, secrets she wasn't meant to know. And one day, she was caught. As punishment, Judge Woodruff cut off her left ear. A brutal sentence. She was forced to wear a green turban for the rest of her life, just to hide the scar that marked her forever. But Chloe didn't forget, and she didn't forgive. One day, Chloe baked a cake for the judge's children. A birthday cake, but inside, she had crushed oleander leaves, a highly toxic plant growing near the property. Maybe she just meant to make the children sick, to nurse them back to health, and earn her place back. But the poison was too strong. Sarah Woodruff and 2 of her daughters died that very night. Quiet, creeping dread. The next morning, Chloe was taken, not by the judge, but by the other enslaved workers, out of fear that they would all be punished for what she had done. They dragged Chloe outside and hanged her from a tree. Some say they even cut her body down and threw it into the Mississippi River. And yet, Chloe never left. For over 2 centuries, guests have reported seeing her, a woman in a green turban, standing quietly in the hallway, staring through the windows, drifting past the mirror where the family's souls are said to be trapped. Sometimes, in the dead of night, guests say they hear children laughing in the empty halls. Others hear the sound of a woman weeping, and some swear they've seen handprints on the bedroom mirror, small, pale, and ice cold to the touch. No amount of cleaning removes them, but the most chilling moment, it comes from the staircase. In 1871, William Winter, one of the later owners, was shot on the front porch. He dragged himself through the front door, stumbled across the parlor, and climbed the stairs, bleeding. He made it exactly to the 17th step and died. Today, every single night, without fail, people in the house hear footsteps climbing 1, 2, 13, 16, and then silence. The Myrtles Plantation still stands. It's a bed and breakfast now. You can book a stay if you dare, but if you hear soft footsteps on the stairs or spot a woman in green watching from the mirror, don't run, don't scream, just look away before she notices you're watching back.